All right, everyone. Welcome on. Don't have my usual mic here because my mixer decided to break right before this, but hopefully it'll be acceptable. But if you wanted to know why I'm wearing this awesome tank top, that's the reason. Maybe I'll change during the first time out. Well, all right. So we'll get synced up here. If you're joining us here for the first time, we will be using the assist platform to get us with the clock on the screen. They mess up the lineup intro. I did not see that. Cleveland by 40. Here, let me actually put you on the screen. That would be cool too. There we go.
Whatever people want.
Yeah. I mean, I know you're vain about being seen like that.
Oh yeah. No better description of me with me, especially with
people
your kids.
need to see the open closet door that doesn't close behind you because there's because of the exercise machine. All right, what are we looking for here in this game?
So Max Strus in the starting lineup is really interesting. I think that this is something you and I have been pushing for because the Cavs offense, because that ties in with the big thing for me is that the whether the Cavs throw the ball over the gym at the start, because they've had these horrendous turnover first quarters, and I think that's really helped the Pistons. And Strus he has his foibles too, but I think he makes their offense a lot better.
No, I agree with you on that, and we'll have to see what they're going to do defensively against Cade as a result of that. And would they even, I've thought maybe they should toy with putting Evan Mobley on him. Now, Mobley not necessarily going to get through a screen, but that could be an interesting thought. Or they're probably going to go with some pretty aggressive trapping, and it'll be a little bit different behind the play. So Detroit wearing their traditional home uniforms, not really, but at least it's one of the two. As long as it's one of their two real uniforms in the playoffs and it doesn't involve some color that isn't theirs, I'm good with it. So Duren versus Allen, and Duren didn't really jump on the tip. NBA tips are really weird, and Cade has the matchup against Harden. That's something that started off in this series, and they went away from it. Mobley in the post. Harden looking to screen Allen across. Cade checks him. Mobley now down to 8 on the shot clock. He's going to back in on Harris. Harris stood strong. Now Mitchell moving without the ball. Floats it up. Beautiful pass. Duren a little bit late to react, but that was a nice cut by Mitchell to bail out that possession.
Nate, you're about 2 seconds ahead of me if you can pause for a second.
Okay.
I know that's a
I'm at 27, 26, 25.
Yeah, I'm at 27,
pause
26.
And then we'll sync up here.
I can tell you.
I'm going to pause at 20.
Okay. I'm there.
And go. All right, 19, 18, 17.
Yeah, we're good.
Dennis Jenkins just hit a 3. And let me actually take care of the sync up aspect now.
So James Harden bringing it up, no real pressure from the Pistons, and kicks it to Mobley for a catch and shoot 3. The footwork on that was trickier. I didn't expect that to go in, and that was some pretty good pressure from James Harden to rush that pass, because otherwise that was going to be an easy transition finish, and they don't end up scoring. Kudos, James Harden.
All right, we are synced up. Hopefully that is useful for you guys. And as the last step, the Cavs take a 4-3 lead. That's not what I need. Here we go. There it is. All right, now he should be in good shape. Everyone, let us know if it is not. So Jenkins, they do put 2 on the ball on Cade, and he missed the floater. Very interesting that was the approach. We will keep an eye on that. Mitchell picked up by Harris. Gets past him. Good help by Duren. Looping pass out. Now Harris did well to stay with Mitchell as he replaced into the corner. Donovan Mitchell pulls the deep 3. Doesn't get that one. Mitchell has come under some fire for his performance in this series. He is really the one who has to deliver. And there's Asar. Oh! Almost had a sick reverse dunk. That pass was too far ahead of him, though, and he couldn't adjust. Now Strus getting past the Harris closeout. Allen with the nice floater, 6-3 Cavs.
Nice touch on that floater from Jared Allen. When we saw him back at the Hoop Summit, I thought he might eventually have a free throw line extended jumper. That's never really come to fruition.
No, it hasn't. But yeah, he has huge hands and gets good extension on all of his finishes. So they just switched to put Harden onto Cade. Strus going to come over. Now they're just going to let Cade back down. Now Allen finally comes over. Cade just shoots over Harden. Pistons have had a couple of shots go in and out here early. Cunningham picking up Mitchell. Mitchell getting to his right hand, tries to extend. No, I think that was a pass, and it's going to be an and one for Jarrett Allen. What a look by Mitchell. Usually he's paired with Mobley, and we've seen more throughout the series. It's been the Harden-Mobley pick and roll, and now Mitchell setting up first Mobley and then Allen on nice passes in the lane. Maybe that's something that they saw on film, that he was taking difficult floaters, wasn't finding the bigs.
Donovan Mitchell, 3 assists on the Cavs' 4 made baskets.
But Allen missed the free throw. Pistons, their offense has looked fine, I think, so far. They just haven't knocked down shots. Jenkins denied well by Mitchell. Cade now against Strus. Cade on the attack. Corner Asar. Hand back. They are very wise to that already. That's some game 2 shit right there. Here's now Harris attacking Mobley. Tough fader, and Tobias Harris is really struggling these last 3 games. He kept them alive in this series for a while. Now Mitchell against Jenkins. Rescreen. No, he tries to reject it. Jenkins was ready for it. Another spin. Mitchell soaring through the air, but that was great defense. Looks like Harris got hit in the face by the off arm. There's no call. It's 4-on-4. Both guys are down. Duran will set the screen for Jenkins. Switched onto by Allen. Finally, Harris gets back into it. Jenkins just pulls, and another 3-pointer for Dennis Jenkins. That'll be a 2. His foot was on the line.
But a nice job just getting the center into the deep water and pulling the jump shot right away.
Mobley off the pick and roll with Harden. Harden likes this matchup against Harris. That's what they've gone after quite a bit, trying to force Harden right. Harden looking to back up, loves to work late in the clock. This will surely be the step back right. No, he tries to kick it out to Mobley. Can Mobley get it off? Harden just has such a great sense of whether the guy has time. And that pass by Asar was deflected in transition. No foul, though. Yeah, that's right. Nothing is a loose ball foul in this series, damn it. And then a pass got deflected out of bounds. Mitchell tried to pretend like he didn't touch it, which was ridiculous.
Yeah, he absolutely did. That's the reason it went out of bounds.
Why would you ever reduce your credibility with the referees by something like that? Like, I want them to listen to me when I actually have a legitimate complaint. Jenkins off the screen, gets to the elbow. Mobley helps off Asar. Pass was a little behind him. Now Duran fires from mid-range. They've had a couple go in and out. Again, you're seeing 2 possessions have gone to die because of Asar Thompson.
I want to see Duran drive soon.
Yeah, but there's always a guy behind him, too. Here's Harden finding the big again. Asar with another sick block. Cavs possessions are going to die because of him, too. And Strus, wild contest on Harris, leads to a foul.
And I thought that was another situation where Dennis Jenkins needed to do one more dribble, try to get Strus to commit. But having Strus commit a foul is not the worst thing in the world.
I mean, what perimeter player other than Asar Thompson is making this block? This is incredible. And he only got throw, not a foul. That technically is supposed to be a foul. The hair is part of the body, I suppose, but did not affect it. It was incidental contact, marginal contact. It's another in and out for the Pistons here on the free throw by Harris.
Yeah, and we saw a lot of missed free throws for both teams in Game 6. I think the Pistons missed 7, the Cavs missed 6, something like that. And it could loom large in this Game 7. And Tobias Harris not being as molten offensively in the later half of the series has been a huge part of the Pistons' struggles.
Shit. Switching windows made everything pause. I'm at 7:20 now.
Okay, I'm at 14, 13, 12.
Oh. All right. I guess I'm ahead of you still. How's that possible?
No. Duran just got
9,
he
8,
didn't get
7.
No, you're like 5 seconds behind me.
Okay.
Do you want to just push live?
I'm at 54 right now.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're like you're like less than a second. Just keep it where it is. It's fine.
Okay. All right. And are we? Am I?
Synced you should actually be pretty well synced up with assist now.
Okay. Yeah.
Actually, incidentally, I'm synced with assist, so I'm at 37, 36, 35, 34.
Okay. All right. I think we're good enough here.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, but we have the under 7 timeout to talk a little bit more. Yeah. Hit alt tabbing away from the window caused it to pause. I love it. Just Why does it do that?
Yeah, I've had to change a bunch of stuff. Because we both do 2 monitor stuff. I have everything on my second monitor now, so I never touched the one with the game. But it's 8-7 in favor of the Cleveland Cavaliers so far. And to me, we think about in the early part of a game, the run of play, and it's, like what did that sort of stuff. And I think the Pistons have been totally fine. I think they've just missed a couple of looks that you would expect would go in for them. Like the Pistons, they have one.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna change my shirt.
They have one transition point on 2 opportunities. They had that play where Harden deflected the ball and they ended up not scoring on the possession. Also, if you have any questions, of course. BIK said, "Is Amen making that block?" I think Amen is making that block if he's in position for it. But the thing about Asar is that he's just tracking into that range constantly. So he makes that spot possible in a way that other guys don't. Scotty Barnes, if Scotty Barnes, again, if he's there, he's doing it. But Scotty Barnes isn't coming back into the play to make that sort of a read. Ben asked a question that I was thinking about today. Who do you prefer to play if you're the Knicks? I think you prefer to play the Pistons because of how, especially if OG Anunoby is like available, like closer to 100%, because the Pistons having really one attacker offensively, I think that is an approach that the Knicks can work with. And then the other thing that the Pistons do is that they always play an offensive non-factor. And so whether you want to use that to hide Brunson or you want to use that for a help guy like Anunoby, you can make both of those things work. And I think that the Knicks, the amount of defenders that the Knicks have, I think it's narrower. And so that's a good fit. It's a better fit for the Pistons to face the Pistons than it is the Cavs. So I would say they'd rather face the Pistons. Now, it is true that they would not have home court in that series, whereas they would against the Cavs, and that is definitely consideration too. But if I'm New York, even with the home court thing, I'd rather play the Pistons.
Oh, I'd rather play the Cavs. Just because the Pistons beat them by 30 points every time this year.
With no Durant.
I think the Cavs, like the Pistons do some stuff that could mess up the Knicks, right? Like they're just, I think I would favor the Knicks regardless. But yeah, not having home court. And then also just the ability of the Pistons to just like offensive rebound and smash heads and like, to beat them physically. Like the Cavs just don't have the level of physicality and the whole skill thing. Like Brunson is better than anyone on the Cavs to me. And as like an outside guy. And then Towns, I think, was going to cause them a lot of problems. All this back screening stuff with James Harden involved.
True.
That's probably not great. How are the Cavs going to guard Jalen Brunson? Like, who's going to be on him? They don't have anybody for that. Do I like Duren starting? Yes, I do. I think he played well in the last game. Now, I would be very liberal subbing him and Paul Reed in and out to make sure we keep their effort level high.
Channel your inner Gafford and Lively if you're JB in this game.
Mitchell getting his usual rest here. It doesn't look like it's going to be more extended minutes. Duren switching on this Spain pick and roll. Now Duren back out on Strus. LeVert is on Harden. They want to involve Harris here. This is very late clock, though. They miscommunicate. Harden has to create something. Gets to his step back. And no, shot clock violation. When's the last time you saw James Harden not get a shot off in that circumstance? We were just talking about that. And Harden saying, hey, get out of there. I had him. And it all happened too late. Great job by the Pistons switching that to make things difficult. Cunningham on the bench now. I'm surprised they don't go for more pressure here. Merrill trying to deny Jenkins. Now Duren, he's just going to try Allen. Help comes from Merrill. Duren hook shot, got stopped that time. Couldn't quite back him down deep enough for a great shot. Merrill flares out. Dean Wade is going to take a shot, and Dean Wade is going to make a shot. That's probably something else they saw in film, honestly, is just he's not getting guarded. And him coming in, playing the 4, he's got a little bit different of a mission. Duren gets right through Allen. That should have been a foul. Instead, Duren with an awkward bank over Harden, loving his aggression with Cunningham on the bench.
And Nate, it seems like Dean Wade will only take a shot if James Harden passes him the ball, but he made that one.
Yeah. Duren clears out of the 3 seconds, and Harden is going to get a non-shooting foul here on LeVert.
That is the second team foul on the Pistons, first foul on Karis LeVert. The Cavs have one team foul.
I don't maybe have like the great, jiu-jitsu level of hand speed, or I don't know what you want to call it, Muhammad Ali level of hand speed, but if I were guarding Harden and I had any level of coordination, as Wade is going to score again, cutting out of the corner, wow, I would just be like sticking my hand out and then taking it away from Harden all the time, just like trying to bait him into picking the ball up to try to go through my arms, then taking him away. Just like just get him so focused on that.
It's that version of a chair pull.
Yeah, exactly. Here's Jenkins looking for a third straight three. Almost got the Halliburton bounce, but there's Duren shedding blockers right around the rim before the tip-in. Now he's pressuring up on Allen. Didn't pick up the dumb foul. Then LeVert did get the steal. Merrill trying to run him down. LeVert, beautiful slow step, puts it away to tie it at 13. And Kenny Atkinson needs timeout. Struggle here as Atkinson is very upset with the referee and probably should get teed up with that level of screaming. But with Cade on the bench for the Pistons to have this nice run is not great.
So I think what Atkinson might be mad about here is that the Pistons should have gotten a delay of game warning, but you lose a lot of your credibility on the delay of game warning when you call a timeout. But it also could be Duren pushing guys out of the way for that putback.
Yeah, it could be but I love the aggression from Duren. That's what they need.
Yeah, Duren thinking he's in the Wolves Spurs series with the offensive glass being the purge, but it didn't get called for a foul. My knees hurt watching that slow step. I agree. I mean, that's one of the things, and there was a Ringer article, which I still need to finish about this recently, is that...
Here, I can save you the time. There are more muscle injuries now, like a lot more. Calf strains and hamstring strains in particular.
But like basketball is a lot harder to play physically now than it used to be, with the structure, with the ground you have to cover, with some of the movements that guys are making, and so it's going to lead to a lot of problems.
Yeah, I mean, they posited a bunch of reasons for it, which, like, they're saying like, oh, step back threes are leading to calf strains. I've never seen a player suffer a calf strain on a step back three. I'm not sure where they got that, but and I don't think step backs even necessarily in general. Like, they're not that violent because you still have to rise up on balance and shoot the ball. Now, slow steps, Euro steps, like decel moves like that, yes, I do agree on. That's kind of like what Luka hurt his hamstring on as well. But no, I think it's more explosive, hard movements to the basket. I guess the other thing that I thought was interesting was that they were trying to say that basketball was played more off of 2 feet back in the day, and now it's more of a 1 foot sport. And I do think playing off of 2 feet, you are less likely to get injured than playing off of 1 foot. So, could it be that more players are reporting injuries and less playing through pain? I don't believe that to be the case. No, I think because otherwise, like hamstrings, it's not. You can't really play through pain with a muscle injury. Like it'll just never get better. So
and you can see the limitations. I mean, the most extreme example is something like OG Anunoby in 24. But like you can see it. It's not it's not like a bruised knee or something like that. Stop Simmons says I can't wait for the b-ball Paul minutes. I think they should be very soon here. They should probably do. I mean, Duren's played reasonably well, but with a just to cycle them through more aggressively.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to point out that I didn't have a chance to in real time, Sam Merrill basically knew the play that they were running on that first Duren attack when he missed the hook and just denied Dennis Jenkins the ball, wouldn't let him enter it, and so Duren just had to go attack. So even if you're not some great physically capable defender, a play like that can short circuit an entire possession. Do I think AAU and more mileage factor in? Yeah, absolutely the case. I don't know about muscle injuries. One thing I might say maybe is just the lack of doing other sports, like earlier concentration
specialization
on sports. So Struth's going to try to push it up here. Merrill will set the screen for him in the backcourt. Duncan Robinson just into the game calls out the switch. Allen at the elbow. Wade, flare screen set for Merrill. Allen got it to him too late. He still eludes LeVert and drains it. What a shooter that guy is.
And I'd love it if LeVert could contest that originally more on balance, but you're getting there late. It's hard. It's a hard move to make.
Cunningham back into the game, guarded by Wade. Back screen set by Stewart, who is in rather than Reed. So it's Stewart and Desar Thompson. Cunningham working one-on-one on Wade. Gets a good look. Yes.
And it was a nice step back there by Cade Cunningham. Knew that he was going to have enough space to get the shot off, and that's what matters most.
Allen, not even close on that floater. Maybe he could have been more aggressive. Cunningham, Asar turns on the Jets. That's going to be an offensive foul. That was maybe the most violent offensive foul I've seen. He got so much speed up like that. And that's one of those ones where even if you're not quite in legal guarding position, you just get completely run over. Just like, just make a move. He just goes in a straight line. He's already there. Yeah.
Like just do like a right to left dribble, and you have him in the dust.
Go one direction and then go the other direction. You're faster than him, and you'll be fine.
Well, and I've talked before. This was something that came up 2 nights ago.
He looks like he got a tooth chipped, even, and he's looking like.
Is that Asar Thompson, like the lack of functional skill in his game offensively is so bewildering when you think about what he was doing at Overtime Elite?
Yeah, I do think a lot of this, too, is just not having the ball that much and just not feeling comfortable. You do lose it. Oh, good switch by Cade to take away that Merrill backdoor. I thought that was going to be a bucket. Now Sasser is on Harden. Harden works his way in and scores on Stewart. And that was really good work by James Harden, who usually doesn't want to take a layup like that. Stewart just has not really been much of a rim protector since that 8-block game against Orlando. Sasser, Stewart changing the angle of the screen. LeVert with Harden right in his face. They're down to 10 on the shot clock. LeVert working across the lane. Got stripped by Harden. Goes off the butt of Merrill. Recovered by LeVert. Cunningham has 3 seconds to create a shot. And he airballed it.
And one of the things the Pistons aren't being proactive about is, okay, you have James Harden guarding Karis LeVert. The way you do that is you have the big run up and set a screen. You make James Harden make a read and a second effort. You don't have him just defend in isolation against the guy who's not crazy athletic with the ball in his hands.
Yep, I agree with that. Yeah, now putting in Stewart ahead of Reed, who I'm sure they're talking about that on the broadcast, that's why they both showed him. I don't really understand that.
Reed's been way better.
Back in the game. Mitchell has returned as well. He got a pretty long rest, certainly relative to Cade Cunningham.
Schroeder coming in soon, but not right now.
No.
I think they could diminish Schroeder in this series. I know they want to have 2 handlers on the floor, but I don't think they need him as much as they do.
Yeah, I think like in a game 7, maybe you could make Donovan Mitchell be the backup point guard. Maybe that would be okay. You don't have to worry about him getting worn down as much. Merrill somehow got that off. Wade on the glass. They still have time here, down to 3. Mobley will fire. Oh, that is a huge play by Dean Wade, and Mobley has really had the touch from outside. Drains the 3-pointer. This is feeling like one of those game 7s where that kind of play is going to really matter. Cade switch on it by Harden. He's beaten him with that inside-out dribble several times. Finishes. He got slammed into by Mobley, too, but that's not a call you really get in the NBA after you release the floater. Now, in transition, Robinson picking up Harden. Robinson defended Harden well in game 6. Now Harden working to his right. Under control, and he draws the foul on Duncan Iguodala.
Just don't jump, Duncan Robinson. That's all you have to do there. Don't jump. And that is such a huge play by Dean Wade to just create that. Even if it's a low EV chance, you created it out of nothing, and then he converts it.
Yeah, Harden's looked pretty good so far, I would say.
Yeah.
Till now.
So Harden 1 of 2 from the field, These will be his first 2 free throws, 1 assist. No, but importantly, not only no turnovers for him, only 2 for the Cleveland Cavaliers so far in this first quarter, and that's been a huge problem for them. I think not having Max Strus come off the bench, I think having that starting lineup change helped.
22-17. Cunningham, Sasser, Stewart, Robinson, and LeVert is the matchup here. Thompson is out after his charging foul. Robinson has Harden overhelped off the corner, and then Harden fouls him right back. That's going to be 3 free throws.
Oh. And
yeah, I thought the things were pretty contained. I don't know why Harden helped that much off their best shooter.
Yeah, you didn't need to do that.
Let's see if he actually gets him here. Yeah.
Yep, and especially the left hand. The left hand's on his body, too.
First he gets him on the elbow, which you can't see from this angle.
Yeah, that's a foul.
Yeah, I would not recommend a challenge on that one.
And so these will be the third, fourth, and fifth free throws for the Detroit Pistons in this game, and they're functionally in the bonus because even though that was the second team foul in the Cavs, it was the first in the last 2 minutes.
Missed free throw there for Robinson. If you play Dennis Schroeder less, who should play more at the other guard spot? I think either Merrill or Strus.
Yeah.
You just go bigger. Or Tyson would be the other thought. Tyson, I think our last image of him in this series is going to be him like holding his crotch as he was talking shit to like whoever it was that he had him on.
It was Isaiah Stewart.
Was it really?
Yes. I'm pretty sure it was.
Mitchell, good attack, but he's swarmed by LeVert and Stewart. However, Merrill is going to be wide open here. Great ball movement by the Cavs. Mitchell didn't necessarily make the right pass, but he got it to someone who could.
And a great screen there by Dean Wade to just get in the way of the guy who was getting out to Sam Merrill. That was Stewart.
Yeah, he's been watching some Spencer Jones tapes as Marcus Sasser got a decent look in the corner. Couldn't get it. Cavs up 6. Mitchell's trying to put LeVert in the mix. LeVert had him timed out beautifully. Great defense by him. Mitchell still on the ball. Fires it and hits. That's a big shot by Donovan Mitchell for his confidence, and the Cavs all of a sudden are up by 9.
Cleveland,
I really
5 of 12
question
from 3.
having this super weapon Paul Reed and not using him at all in the first quarter. Like, he's their second best offensive player in this series. Maybe it's Duncan Robinson. Sasser almost lost it. He's stuck now. Wow, how'd he find LeVert up top? But that was a deflection. Mitchell throwing it ahead. They can get a 2-for-1 here. Great defense by Schroeder. Now Merrill moving without the ball. Cunningham picking him up. Mitchell, will they get the 2-for-1? He's got to get it up fast here. Can't get it. Sasser's all over it. Mitchell goes to that windmill gather. Missed the floater. That's the shot he couldn't knock down in game number 6 and game 5 too, you could say. And now only a 3-second differential. Let's see how well the Pistons can dribble the air out of the ball here. Sasser setting up a little double screen. Now he's just got Dean Wade on. He's just going to take him. What? Step back by Sasser. Goes!
Ooh!
He hit it right over Dean Wade. 5.3 here
though.
for the Cavs. Someone's got to help pick up Mitchell. They get it from behind. He fires the 3 and it goes in.
Oh,
they just didn't.
Shot.
I mean, I know he banked that in, but there's no reason not to have more pressure on him. How are you letting him set a screen in the backcourt and not have another guy there?
What else are you expecting to happen on the play?
I mean, this is pretty damn pressured, obviously. And he took it earlier, so maybe Stewart was worried about him advancing one more dribble. But when the screen gets set in the backcourt on LeVert, that was set by a small. There was no one else. Did you see that guy in the background, like taking his head off, just like that's that sort of thing we would notice normally. But he was not happy that Mitchell made that 3.
Sorry, I'm taking a couple of quick notes.
Yeah. All right.
So I think the story to me, the stat of that quarter, is that the Detroit Pistons had. I'm gonna update it to make sure I'm right on this. That they had 3 transition points in the first quarter, and 3 on 6
that's what it looks
chances.
like here. Yeah.
And that's not good enough. And they had 2 transition turnovers, and they had one made shot at the rim, and then they got fouled. They got fouled for free throws. So that's that. they're going to have to be better there. I mean, both teams scored a point per possession in the half court, and the Cavs got there more, and then it was 3-2 in favor of the Cavs in second chance. And was that Dean Wade? The only one was that Dean Wade to Mobley play.
Yeah, we can check on a few of the stats here. Yeah, Cavs have gotten 8 points in transition. Cavs have 3 dunks to 0 for the Pistons. Usually you'd think they would be in command there. And yeah, is the biggest stat 0 Paul Reed minutes in the first quarter?
I think it's the 3 transition points, but 0 Paul Reed minutes is close in there. So,
well, Isaiah Stewart is -9.
True.
Matthew says he's done nothing. He hasn't done anything on either end. He got scored on by Harden at the rim.
Spurs Thunder is the most anticipated matchup since. So,
well, in terms of one that actually happened.
Yes, in terms of ones that actually happened. I would say
Warriors Celtics in 2022. That was like pretty decent anticipation for that. I mean, I guess neither of those teams were quite that dominant.
Warriors Cavs in 17.
I think everyone knew the Warriors were gonna beat them up pretty bad in that series, though. I mean, I think people wanted to watch it, and it's interesting. But in terms of it being anticipated, like you didn't know who's gonna win.
And both.
How lovely! Teams. I changed I'm now paused again because I dared switch away from this window. Unbelievable.
Should the Pistons try to play Star Thompson and all of the one of the Harden Mitchell minutes less impactful when both are on the floor? He's impactful both ways, but I have long for like last 3 years I've really liked the idea of your best defender being out there in the other team's more offensively limited lineups. And Jazz Nuggets in the bubble. I mean, that ended up being
as a more anticipated series. No, I can't say that.
Warriors Rockets.
We'll talk more about that in a second. We are back live here. I think let me call out the score. I'm at our time. It's 47.
Yeah,
Duncan
we're good.
Robinson floater 44, 43. All right,
we're good.
Schroeder likes that right side. Sasser got through it, trying to force Merrill to his left. Duncan Iguodala got a deflection, tries to foul him again. Oh, he got it. He tried to foul him again. He tried to reach in again. Then Merrill takes it away from him, but Merrill is called for the foul. Merrill, he's got to be a little aggrieved there because Duncan Iguodala reached in on him twice and knocked it away, and then he reached in and got called for the foul. Let's see here. Yeah, it's pretty clean. He kind of gave him a shove afterwards. And then Merrill, Merrill actually, if he doesn't reach in, he probably actually could take that charge.
Mm-hmm.
But the Merrill-Robinson matchup on the other end has actually worked out pretty well for the Cavs. Now Cunningham against Wade, and I think we're going to get another hold here on Merrill as Robinson was trying to come off the screen, and Paul Reed is in the game.
Second foul for the Cavs in the quarter. I believe that's second personal on Merrill, and early fouls in the second and fourth.
Yeah, Warriors Rockets 2018. That's pretty. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, that's probably the winner.
Yeah. Cunningham off the screen, switched on to by Mobley. Now Wade is back in good order. They want to get Robinson on the weak side. Schroeder got through the screen. Now Cade against the closeout of Wade goes right to the basket for the finish. Inadequate help there at the basket for the Cavs, and Pistons with the first 4 of the quarter. Mitchell getting past Reed. Beautiful extension. He used his body well. They did not control the dribble of Mitchell. They let him reject, and no big was there. Thompson not ready for it. He's going to go right in, and Mobley got the block. Reed got a hand on it, but knocked it out of bounds.
And it's our Thompson there. You got the big to commit. I mean, I think that's too aggressive a take. It was early clock. Could have gotten something else.
And there, Mobley, he's got to just get his chest in front of Cade. He could recover back to Paul Reed. Now Mobley on the quick pick and pop. Missed it, but it bounced right to Dean Wade. And Mitchell can't get the 3. Mobley inside. He's going to smash into Reed, and Reed commits the foul.
And so it's a couple. It hasn't been prolific second chance for the Cavs, but they've had a couple of important ones here. Yeah, and that's a foul by Paul Reed. Puts his right hand in after the initial contact. Great job by Donovan Mitchell using his butt and then curving his body to make sure that the block wasn't coming.
Mobley gets the first free throw. Cavs back up to the 8-point lead here. So this is is this the last game on Amazon? West Finals are on NBC.
I believe it is.
East is on ESPN. It's probably why they're giving this one to Amazon.
Yeah, because I believe that's correct.
Mobley missed the free throw. 8-point Cavs lead. Sasser wants to bring Cade off a screen weak side. Mitchell switching on to try to deny him. This is something that they've done a fair amount of, is just not allow that initial pass. Cade finally gets it against Mitchell. Works to his spot. They don't help off the corner. That I thought Wade could have maybe helped even more, but Cunningham couldn't get that good look to go down. Now Mitchell. Thompson late. Mitchell goes past him. What a pass to Mobley! That Thompson just didn't quite get in front of Mitchell, and Mitchell has not gotten the better of Thompson very often in this series, but that time he just went right away. Great job by Mitchell. And now we're going to get a cheapo foul on Mitchell pushing Reed down near the 3-point line.
Third team foul on the Cavs. Pistons close to the bonus. And Donovan Mitchell already 4 assists. He had those 3 on the Cavs' first 4 made baskets.
That was a hell of a pass. Mitchell has thrown some real dimes to guys at the basket. I would be very surprised if they didn't look at the film and say, hey, Don, you remember when you couldn't make anything in the paint in the last game? It's because the bigs were open and you weren't finding him. Nice deflection by Mobley on the pass to Asar. Yeah, a lot of times when you see guys shoot poorly at the rim, it's not even necessarily their finishing ability, it's the rim read to begin with. Robinson popping out. Wow, how does he get that off? Didn't get it very close, though. Reed, with his first offensive rebound, kicks it out. Sasser has all day. Nope, can't get it. And that's going to be a second foul on the possession on Donovan Mitchell, as Asar had inside position on him.
And that's the 4th team foul. So the Pistons will be shooting for the final 9:31 of the second quarter.
Yeah, and that's where Thompson needs to be effective. He's going to be guarded by Donovan Mitchell in these lineups. Make sure he gets inside. Robinson blitzed. Reed, he's going to just try to go one-on-one at Dean Wade. I don't know if I think that's a great idea. He goes to an impossible step back. That was a terrible decision. You got their best defender on you, just move it. Now Mitchell on the inside-out dribble, and he's going to get fouled. Will this be a shooting foul?
I thought it was before they gathered, but we'll see. They haven't been calling that the same way in these playoffs.
Yes, that should not be a shooting foul. That would be.
Yeah, so who did they call this on?
Which one did they call? They called it on Cunningham.
They called it on Cade.
They didn't call the first foul, which was also a pretty obvious one.
That would have been on Sasser, I believe.
Yeah, so I'm not going to look at stats anymore because I would have to tab out of my game screen and
I can handle that,
to pause. So please take that over if you may. But Mitchell, I really like what I've seen from him early.
He's been the best player on the floor.
Strus is going to come back in for Wade, so they're pretty small now. They got Strus, Schroeder, Harden, and Mitchell. I don't know why you need Schroeder out there with Harden and Mitchell. That doesn't make much sense to me.
And Nate, one wild thing from the shot charts, the Pistons have already taken 10 upper paint shots. They're 2 for 10, and then 4 for 5 inside 5 feet.
Strus trying to pressure Cade. Harris is back on the floor. Pistons need to get something from him in this game. He's being guarded by Mitchell right now. They should get him right bound into the post. Robinson said, hey, go there. Instead, it's Reed going right down. Jared Allen with the block. Reed's been a little out of control.
When he was helping off the
one more to Harris in the corner. Now Reed switching on a shooter, trying to post Allen on Harris. I don't know if this is an advantage matchup. We'll find out. Allen across the lane. Well, it's an advantage matchup if he just clubs his arms like that. That was like a real give-up foul, frankly. Yeah, so this needs to be by Reed. That pass should go to the corner. He sees Mitchell there. He doesn't see Allen.
But unfortunately, that pass to the near side corner was Asar Thompson. I think you were right that the far
Yeah,
side.
no, I meant the far corner. Yeah, but yeah, again, that's Asar Thompson. That's who Jared Allen is guarding, and that's why he's standing right under the rim, stopping Paul Reed, who should have had just Donovan Mitchell there. Allen, another 1 out of 2 at the line for him. Cade will get a screen in the backcourt. Jenkins trying to set the screen to get Harris into the post against Mitchell. This is a very small lineup by the Cavs. Thompson looks to cut. Tries to finish on Allen. Another stop by the Cavs at the rim. Asar Thompson really hurting Detroit's offense right now. Mitchell wants Harris here. Accelerates towards him. Gets into the lane. Asar came over. Man, he's really hurting the Cavs offense right now.
And he's hurting Donovan Mitchell's face with that block and then continued through.
Let's see it. Does he get him here with the foul? Oh, afterwards. Yeah, that should be a foul. And that's a pretty wild swipe, and he did get him. But probably not going to get that call if it's that severe of a block.
Duran's
Mitchell.
back in.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, not a ton from Paul Reed in that stint. Trying to keep Mitchell on the corner. He gets out of there. Finds Allen. Early pass again. They've got him in rotation. And this is a 3-second violation?
Shot clock violation.
Was it again? I didn't notice that. I guess
I saw the hat. I saw the pat on the head. Was it because it was a shorter possession?
Oh yeah, right. Because Mitchell got it blocked beforehand. That's why it wasn't on my radar. Apologies for that one. Cade hasn't really gotten going yet. They want to involve Mitchell in the pick and roll defense. Cade just fires it, and there's no reason for Mitchell to be that far back. And Harden is going to get fouled by Tobias Harris here. That's 2 fouls in the last couple minutes by him.
And that's the 4th team foul on the Pistons. So now the Cavs are shooting for the rest of the quarter. So this could be a very slow rest of the second. James Harden, the light goes on for him that now non-shooting fouls become free throws.
Jenkins and Schroeder, Spider-Man meme throughout this series. And again, they give up the easy switch on Harris. Schroeder sneaks around baseline. Merrill is wide open. And
what was Cade doing
there? It's just
there?
too easy. Yeah, and they're getting blown out right now all of a sudden. Because, I mean, the bigger problem is they can't score, but Pistons really struggling offensively. What do some of the stats say about the Pistons' offensive struggles?
I mean, they have an 81 offensive rating so far, and that's not because of turnovers. It's because they're they haven't offensive rebounded particularly well. 20% of their misses, and their misses have been voluminous. But when you look at their shot chart, they've taken 6 shots inside 5 feet. They're 4 of 6 there, but then they basically haven't made anything outside that. 2 of 11 upper paint, 1 of 2 mid range, 3 of 10 on arc threes. They've only generated 1 corner 3, which they missed. There was also the foul. Duncan Robinson got the 3-shot foul. So they've generated 2 corner 3 opportunities and missed one and then got fouled on the other. But
well, I mean, one of my observations in Game 6 was that the Pistons took off when Tobias Harris got his 4th foul, and then Asar also only played 24 minutes. And I felt like when those 2 guys weren't playing, all right, why does it keep fucking pausing? It just does it during timeouts. It's really weird. All right, sorry. Maybe it doesn't have to do with tabbing away. Just during timeouts. I'm going to actually just refresh my feed here. So excuse me for a moment. But I was starting to say maybe no Harris and no Asar is the answer, because Harris just seems like he's out of gas.
And I mean, I called it the stat of the first quarter, but the Pistons are still on 3 transition points in this game. They haven't had a transition play in the second quarter so far. And that's a big problem too. And Cleveland scored relatively well. They have 10 points in 4.5 minutes, but the Pistons need to get something. Texans asked, how do you balance Asar's elite defense, but also being a massive offensive liability? Well, there's a reason why those sorts of players generally aren't as high value in the playoffs as you think. Is that, I'm not saying you specifically, just in general, because the severity of your weaknesses matters a lot, and it's really helping short circuit. And so the slightly worse defensive player who is playable offensively is often the better decision. And the other type of player is like the guy who generates shots, but isn't that great at it and doesn't do other things. To call it shorthand for the Brandon Ingram. Like those, that's another player type that's just way less valuable in the playoffs, because if you're the second or third best shot creator in your lineup, there just isn't as much of an opportunity.
Yeah, and it's not even the lack of shooting. If he had a prayer of catching the ball in space and making a play, scoring at the basket in the half court, then it could be all right. But it's not.
Yeah. We got the comment from B-Ball in that Harden doesn't have a turnover for the game. The shot clock one doesn't count. I believe that's correct. I believe a shot clock violation doesn't count for any single player, though in certain cases it feels like it should. Got a question about an Asar extension. We'll talk about that at another break. It's too big a question for as we're getting back.
All right, so I'm going to...
If you want, I can tell you where I am. So inbound is about to happen. It happens 29, 28, 27, 26.
Yeah, I'm having all kinds of problems here.
I can call it. So high screen by Paul Reed. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm at 19, 18, 17. Yeah, here, let me just refresh again.
So that was a big three-pointer there made by what's that? That was Karis LeVert, I think. And block, a nice block, but the ball goes out of bounds. Still Cavs ball. Oh, what, Harden, did he just kind of lose that ball? There's a possibility that Cade Cunningham touched this while it was still in Harden's hands.
And then Schroeder, I wonder if this is a flop here. It seems like it would be. Detroit was finally going to get transition.
They did call this an offensive foul on Duncan Robinson. I bet he got him at least a little bit. Yeah, he hit him in the face. Now, hard enough to act like you got mauled by a bear? Probably not. And the problem with that is to a certain extent, is that if Schroeder doesn't sell like that, they never make that call.
No, I mean, whatever. Do what you can. The problem is like Duncan Robinson just like whipping his arm out is the main issue.
So I guess we can answer that question now. About Benjamin asked, what would you offer Asar in an extension? And the problem for there are a couple of problems for the Pistons about going big on an extension with him. One is the idea that he's had plenty of reason for his offense to go, we're back faster than I thought. Okay, so we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, all right. So I'm at 52, 51, 50.
Yeah, you're slightly ahead of me, but that's fine.
All right, now I'll just pause it because we need to sync up as well. Merrill working off the screen. He's to hurt Robinson on some of these plays, and he does again. That wasn't terrible defense. So you force him into a running 17-footer, but Sam Merrill made it. Back to 14. Cade working with Duran. Struce, good communication. And then somehow the pass was deflected. It fell to Allen, who was on his butt. Cavs looking to push it past 15 points here. Harden drives. Allen. Yes, sir. Again, the Cavs guards. It's been a really nice adjustment. Finding the big. The Pistons are going to help. LeVert, tough fadeaway on the baseline, and Harden gave him a little shove to force the air ball and pick up the foul. That'll be free throws.
The Cavs have 14 assists on 17 made baskets, and they have 5 turnovers. This is
hilarious. Do you see the way Harden? Do you see the way he looked straight up in the air, like he was about to shoot the ball? That was his fake to look at the ceiling of the arena before he made the pass. He knew he was throwing that pass the whole time. Free throw by LeVert.
And one of the big concerns for Detroit moving forward is that they have really needed Duncan Robinson and Karis LeVert, not even to mention Tobias Harris, and they don't have a lot of heir apparents to those spots. Now you can get some of those guys eventually, but those are hard roles to fill.
Yeah, that's part of why I thought maybe Reed hasn't played well so far. Like Reed at the 4 might be something that they could look at. But yeah, they don't really have a 4 other than Harris's. This is going to be another bad foul.
And that's free throws.
Detroit. Yeah.
Jenkins reached, and they're going the head back, but it's like you get your hand in the cookie jar, it's going to happen sometimes. You're going to get those calls.
And so the Asar extension question.
Grabbed him on the arm.
Yeah.
It's not the head rip.
You're not really supposed to put your arm out like that to prevent someone from running past you, but would I still be higher on Holland than Asar? It's a great question. And Holland is a good defender. He doesn't have the game-breaking defensive ability of Asar. I do think Holland will be a semi-acceptable shooter someday. He's also just smaller than Asar, too. Cavs actually, what are they shooting from the line? Seems like they've missed a lot of free throws.
5 of 11.
Ugh. That is a lot. Jenkins with Cade Cunningham out of the game. LeVert trying to put Allen in the mix. Good help there by Strus because they just didn't have the spacing, and he takes it away from LeVert. Mobley picking it up against Harris. He should interact with Merrill. Finally, he gets there. Oh, nice play by Sasser. He took it away right when he was going to try to throw it on the pick and pop. Sasser in the corner. Jenkins, they need it desperately. Can't get it. Mobley saves it in. Merrill will push it up. Harden now. Picked up by Sasser. Has the size advantage. Goes to the step back. Can't get it. Merrill's crossing the formation for the rebound. He's going to fire the 3 over turn. That's way short. But that's an obvious foul by LeVert. LeVert asking for a review.
He hit him in the head.
Because he thought he said he got pushed.
Oh, okay.
That's why. He thought he got pushed into him. And Jenkins, something happened to him too. But with Duran contesting Merrill out on the floor, the offensive boards are open. Yeah, you can see Harden giving him a shove. And this actually would be free throws for Detroit. This might be worth challenging, actually. This would be free throws for Detroit, but JB not wanting to go to the challenge. Hey, Cavs free throws haven't exactly been that profitable in this game, but nothing has been profitable for Detroit.
Actually,
they got
they're
31
at
points.
50% now after that Jared Allen. They're 6 of 12 now.
Mitchell returned. He's been excellent, but he's also getting plenty of rest. And if they need to push him down the end.
The Pistons are still at 3 transition points for the game.
Another missed free throw, though. Allen, in particular, is showing. What is he shooting? Like 3 out of 6?
2 out of 5.
Ooh. Cunningham gets Harden switched onto him. Goes to his right. Change of pace. Out of control. But who's this foul on? Harden or is it on Jared Allen?
They called it on Harden, so that is Harden's 3rd personal.
All right, that could be interesting. Are you going to sit him here if you're Atkinson? Yeah, you got the hand on the back. That's foul.
I would give him like 2 minutes here and then bring him back for the end of the half. You have a big lead. Just play it a little bit, but then you can have him out.
How many minutes has he played in the half?
15.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens here. They're going to stick with him for now, and Cunningham is going to pressure. Ooh, that was actually kind of close to a 5-second violation. Good pressure by Cade. Harden gets it across. That's what you want to do there. It's like make him really run. Don't jog. Now Merrill fires the three, and another Detroit foul. They can't stop fouling right now.
And they've had a lot of issues in this series fouling three-point shooters. They did against the Magic a little bit too, but the Magic just didn't have many three-point shooters. He just gets into his body a little bit. There's a kick out, but I don't think the contact occurs because of the kick out. First look.
No, the kick out occurs because he used his thigh to go right through his leg. That's why the legs went for it. It's an obvious foul. 18-point game. Detroit, they're going to need to score, but they got to defend better too. They've already given up 51 points here, and allow them to get out in transition a little bit. Cade working on Mitchell. This is very interesting that they are just switching pretty much against Donovan Mitchell's. A lot of switching into 9. Duren ducks in, tries to use the off arm. Nice hook shot there by Jalen Duren, showing much better touch than earlier in the series. But this is just such a small group for the Pistons here, too. Like part of the selling point for them is their size and physicality. This is just not a really athletic group. It's a couple of small guards. Here's Harden stepping back against Harris. Rebound Duren. Surely that's a foul on Jared. No, a jump ball. I thought Allen pushed him.
Allen pushed him. That was, yeah. I think that's a bad call. Or no call, as it were.
Yeah, this is something I like calling a jump ball when one guy has his body between. All right, I understand how that's a jump ball. That one, because he did have two hands on the ball at one point. Let's see if Duren could give a better effort than he did on the opening tip when he didn't even jump.
Needs to channel his inner DeAndre Ayton here.
Yeah. Yeah, let's see. Who is the referee that Austin Reeves went apeshit on? Wait, what was that? Too hard.
Too hard.
And by the guy going up against Jalen Duren on the
Oh, thank you.
The only way to beat Duren is to tap it even harder than he would have. Cunningham off the screen. He's got Harden on flare screen. Sasser, good step out by Allen to rush the shot. Rebound Harden. I think they should go at Harden every time here through Cade. If they're going to give up that switch with the 3 fouls, good duck in by Allen. No help coming. Allen staying calm, and then a terrible foul again by the Pistons.
What are you doing, Marcus Sasser? He's going to like a tough contested fadeaway. Don't put your hand in there. What do you think is going to happen? And what is
once
the point?
He picks up his dribble, you're in pretty good shape. Get back to your man at that point.
One of the things that's so bewildering about this from JB Bickerstaff is that he's a defensive coach and he usually goes to defensive answers, and going Jenkins, Sasser, and Cade is so far the other way.
Who is that answer? Asar Thompson? He's coming back in now. And Sasser's played well. Like, he's one of their best shooters.
Yeah, but you can't play Sasser and Jenkins and Cade. That's too small. And you don't get the offensive benefits aren't strong enough.
18-point game here. Can the Pistons close to get back within 10 or so before halftime? Why are they not running pick and roll at Harden? Oh, because now he can hide out on Asar. That's why. Cunningham over Strus. Way short. Knocked away. It'll remain Pistons ball. Yeah, that's one downside of putting Asar back in, is now Harden can just hide out on him with the 3 fouls. No problem. Now, if they're willing to give up that switch, that'd be nice. Jenkins, not as comfortable going left, but gets to the foul line, pulls up, another mid-range miss. This is kind of what I thought this series would look like a little bit more at times, where the Pistons just can't get all the way to the basket and have to sell for a lot of mid-rangers. Oh, that could have been a carry on Mitchell. Maybe it got deflected, but he's going to lay it in, and the Pistons are down 20. JB Bickerstaff is running out of answers.
the Detroit Pistons still have 3 transition points in this game. It is transition points is 8-3 in favor of the Cavs. Second chance is 5-2 in favor of the Cavs. And then the Cavs are also outscoring them in the half court, 40-30. That's a recipe for success. So Texan Swarm asks, what lineup would you deploy as the Pistons? I would be going with I think it's Jenkins, Cade, Harris, Duncan Robinson, and whatever center at the moment, like Duran or Reed, depending on who the other team has.
Yeah, I mean, I think the question came up because I was like, well, Tobias Harris has also been bad on defense and has given them nothing on offense the last 2.5 games. But they don't really have another 4 to play either. Asar is killing them on offense. Yeah, who's left at this point? Levert, he's been bad tonight. And Jenkins certainly would be out there. Cade and Duran. I would even think about going with Paul Reed and Duran together. I'm guessing those guys haven't played too many minutes together this season, but I might consider that at least. And then you're still short a player. I guess it's Duncan Robinson to be the other guy. Right? These are not inspiring options. Like the Tobias Harris magic running out has really been a problem. Like I tweeted, he might be running out of magic because he's 0 for 6, I think, in game 4. Then he makes his next 5, and then, ever since then, it's been a disaster.
So Nate,
that was in game 5, yeah.
Jalen Duran and Paul Reed played 31 possessions together this year. The Pistons had a negative 58.4 net rating in those 31 possessions because they couldn't score.
Now, honestly, part of the reason for that might just be like, well, they came in for free throw defensive rebounds, and then the points were scored against them, right? That's such a small sample, but yeah, what a disaster for Detroit. I did not see this going quite this way.
David asked, why is this game so boring? A lot of times when one team just can't score, especially when it's not superlative defense, it's ended up not being that interesting to watch because you're seeing one team run their head into the wall. But I think the Cavs offense has been fun. I mean, the guards driving and actually passing and being successful, that's been interesting. But the Pistons offense it's been uninteresting and bad. And that was something.
Well, I'll give you the other reason. We've had 21 fouls called already in the game.
That helps too.
13 on the Pistons.
And a vast majority of those, I can only think of 1 or 2 that I had any quibble with.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. And Nate, this would be another home game loss in a game 7. Continuing the run.
No, I've been thinking of it.
Yeah. I've been thinking of it too. As somebody who picked the Cavs instead.
Oh, God. What did I pick in this series?
Cavs in 6.
Cavs in 6. All right. Well, I guess whatever happens, I've already lost then.
Yeah, but you're still ahead of me overall on points after this round.
Mitchell is now on Robinson. Looks like they want to involve him into the post, Cade, and then they're going to run a screening action here. No, Cade just goes right at it. That was really nice there. They finally get it in, and it looked like they're going to set something up for Duncan Robinson. And Cade's like, I'm just going. And you give up a blow by like that, the help's never going to get there. Now Mitchell guarded by Cade. Goes to the floater, missed it. That time the floater wasn't there, and they can get transition. Robinson, Strus makes him reset, but he drains it anyway. That was a huge sequence right as they went down 20 to get 5 straight points.
And that's
Mitchell
4, 5,
missing
and 6 in transition.
Missing a shot around the rim. Now Harris guarding Harden again. Robinson is the stunt man near the free throw line. Harden into the corner, Mobley against Asar Thompson goes right through him. That's another very interesting thing here where Harris is not on Mobley. They got Thompson on him, and that's actually, Thompson is not a physical player. Like, I actually think Evan Mobley could possibly do okay in that matchup as Harris rejected the screen. Allen, I thought he was not in position there vertically. I thought that was a foul. Yeah, Sarr reaches in, but Mobley just was too strong for him. That was great strength by Mobley. He got his hand on the ball, and it just wasn't enough.
And they called that, so that was a over the backbreaker on Jalen Duren, as it was called, because these are going to be free throws. Now the Cavs have missed a billion free throws in this half, but we'll see if they can make these.
Yeah, our luck-adjusted score says basically this. We're right here. It has it at 59-42. Cavs might be shooting a little bit better, maybe, but they're 8-19 from three, but they also have missed so many free throws that it's canceled out.
Well, and they're winning the possession game. They're ahead. I think they're +4 in true shots at this point, and they're getting things closer to the basket. The Cavs are 9 of 9 inside 5 feet.
And part of the problem for the Pistons as well is like when you're taking a lot of tough mid-rangers, those don't usually lead to offensive rebounds. Robinson working off the ball on Mitchell. Good step up by Allen, enabled Mitchell to recover. Here's Cade. Beautiful spin move. Corner Harris. They desperately need this, and he's way short. He's been short on everything. He'll try again. Left hand, foul. Harden went down. Is that going to be another foul on him?
No, they called this on Evan Mobley. That is Mobley's first personal.
Yeah, it was just incidental contact there by Harden. But, yeah, Mobley getting Harris across the arm. It was just a short time ago that we were talking about Tobias Harris putting up 20 every game.
Those wonderful days for Pistons fans. I looked it up because I was thinking about this because Cade Cunningham, so before this game, 58% true shooting in these playoffs. He was 56% in the regular season.
Yeah, he's been great. He's not scoring quite well enough in this game, but it's tough mid-rangers every time. Now, I will say, like, the Cavs switching on him has been fine. So, with more limited defenders, they've gotten out of that. Here's Mitchell. Again, beautiful rim read, and one. He blew by Harris at the point of attack, setting up Allen. That adjustment by the Cavs has been really good.
And that is, I think that's the third. No, that's only the second on Jalen Duren. It just happened really fast.
And that's a hell of a finish by Jared Allen there, too. Yeah. He is, I mean, that the extension that he's able to get on his finishes, he has huge hands, is such an advantage. And even though he can't make a free throw, he's up to 14 points already.
And Jared Allen's first half, 14 points, 5 of 8 from the field. Also now after that, like 5 of 8 from the line. So that's you'll live with that. You'll live with that 5 of 8 from the line if you can get 15 first half points.
Again, they want to get Schroeder involved here on Cunningham. They're taking Harden out to preserve him towards the end, and immediately Cunningham able to go through the smaller Schroeder. Schroeder likes to reject these screens. Now into Allen's hands. Schroeder sets a little screen for Donovan Mitchell. Mitchell stepping through. Another pass by Mitchell off the penetration. Leads to this from Mobley, who gets another and one for the Cavs.
Foul.
This has been beautiful offense by Cleveland.
Absolutely. They've been penetrating. They've been moving the ball. They haven't taken selfish shots. They haven't settled for a jumper really at all in this first half. And that's such a welcome change for them.
They already have 8 assists at the rim.
Wow. Yeah, they're 10 of 10 inside 5 feet, and then they've only taken 12 twos outside of 5 feet. And a lot of those are 6 feet. So they're
and it hasn't been guards trying to take layups at the basket. They've been penetrating, staying under control, and finding the bigs. There's yet another missed free throw, but the Cavs will get the last shot of the quarter, barring an offensive rebound.
That is the 8th missed free throw of the half for Cleveland.
Why is Asar Thompson in right now, Danny?
Yeah, it's an offense only.
I mean, it's not offense only, but it's close to it. Cunningham working past Mitchell, sets up Asar, corner 3. Yes, as the shot comes hard. That's why he's in the game, damn it, to make corner 3s. Oh no! Now they throw it ahead to Allen, and he just missed it. Yeah, no call there. I don't even know if the referee was in position. Allen can't believe it. Oh, they can't call them all on the Pistons, even though they do foul a lot. I would love to see a replay of that. But Pistons with that three from Asar back within 17. Maybe it feels a little more manageable. We shall return for the second half. All right, then. So, what is the solution for the Pistons, if any, here in the second half?
I mean, both their offense and defense were not good enough in the early going.
Yeah.
So that's hard to combat because especially for a team that has so many one-way players and so few two-way players, because you wonder about that. Well, so I think it starts with the Cavs being able to penetrate and pass. But so do you pressure harder on the perimeter? I mean, they have good perimeter defenders. They haven't been playing them as much. And that's been a part of this too, is because of Jenkins and Sasser. I mean, I think Sasser's been fine, except for the stupid fouls. But, but in terms of like the main-to-main perimeter defense, he's been okay.
Yeah, there's not really a great one because I think what you could do, you could just gap more on some of these isolations, but the Cavs have pretty good shooting on the floor. Particularly Merrill is someone that you can't leave. Strus, they don't feel that way either. Mobley has been pretty good attacking closeouts. You could try to deny, if there is penetration, you could try to crash down more onto the bigs with second help. That would then open up some passes to the perimeter on threes. But yeah, but getting some stops will help their offense a lot. But Harris is just getting blown by at every possible opportunity. Screen away here for Cunningham. 3-pointer off the screen is no good. They tried to get Harden, switched on to Duren, and then have him set the screen. Good setup, but he couldn't score. Now Mitchell getting Jenkins in the air, playing more under control. Again, that wasn't necessarily to set someone up, but getting to a 2-foot stop and faking him in the air, he got a good look. Now Cunningham off the screen, taken away by Mitchell. Asar trying to run him down. Look at that speed by Thompson. Is that no foul?
No, they called the foul.
Okay, yeah, the baseline referee did not call it. And the speed of Asar Thompson to get back there was unfucking real. Look at he's like half a court behind him, and he's there. He just was
he almost could have gotten there to draw the charge. That's how much faster he was than Mitchell.
Yeah.
Didn't.
And Donovan Mitchell is not an unathletic person. But Mitchell has 3 quick points here, looking for a fourth as the Cavs getting off to the start they wanted. The Pistons' adjustment is bring Cade off the ball and set some screens for him, but he got stripped once and missed the other 3 that they set up for it.
And Cleveland missed 8 free throws in the first half, but made those first 2.
21. This, I believe, is as large as it's been.
Correct.
Duren at the elbow. Backstream for Cade. Duren going to try to work on Allen. Gets in a position. Asar not being guarded. Now Asar on the quick roll. Goes at Mobley. Not going to score, but at least he pops back up for the rebound. Again, just if you're Jalen Duren trying to drive on Jared Allen, Evan Mobley's just sitting at the basket. And they haven't had to, with Harris falling off, they haven't had to put Mobley on Harris. And that's made things easier as well, as Jenkins going to get called for a wrap foul here on the roll to the basket by Mobley.
In terms of foul trouble, despite this being an extremely high foul game, no one is what I consider it now, but Harden has 3 and Dennis Jenkins has 3.
Strus hasn't done much in this one. Lobbed it up. Allen didn't get fouled, but everyone stopped playing, and Strus got the tip in. Cade trying to push it up. Allen is there with good early help to deter. Strus got over the screen. Now Duren, he's pressured by Allen as well. Harden trying to stop Harris from posting up, and Duren throws a horrible pass out of bounds.
Did he just, I don't know what Duren was trying there.
Mobley off the pick and roll, going right at Harris. Found Allen moving without the ball. Duren is there, though. Allen, what a step through that is by Jared Allen. And JP Bickerstaff needs to talk it over. Cleveland totally in control. They've scored the first 6 points of the quarter.
Straight note, just
right?
while I'm thinking of it, while we're getting questions in, the shortest flight I have ever been on, the shorthand is wheels up to wheels down, was I actually once flew from Cleveland to Detroit. I believe it was 6 or 4 minutes in the air. It's not a flight they normally run, but they were doing a repositioning thing to get people out before a storm. And so I did that flight once. It was hilarious.
Well, it's actually like kind of a longer drive because you have
It's a much longer drive, yeah.
Yeah.
But I believe it was 6 minutes, I think, wheels up to wheels down. How do you think Garland would have done on defense in this series? I don't think he would have been great, but the Pistons aren't particularly well suited to punish a limited defender like Garland. They would have done some basic stuff, like try to get him on Tobias Harris and all those sorts of things. Like Harden is better in this series than Garland would have been, but I don't think it would have, the Pistons would have gotten just a billion easy points, and his offense would have been good.
I mean, how do we know that?
I mean, when he can play.
I think Jenkins is someone who would have caused him more problems than Harden, perhaps.
That's fair.
A double sign-in trade where Duren goes to the Lakers and Reeves goes to the Pistons. So who's playing center for the Pistons then?
I guess Reed and Stewart.
I mean, that's going from 22 to 28. So do you have to... Yeah, it's...
There are also some logistical complications of those sorts of sign-in trades.
Is there actually a max offer sheet for Duren? I don't think so, just because they know that the Pistons would match it.
I think that a team, if we're talking in the abstract, would a team give Jalen Duren a 4-year 25% max? Yes, there are teams that would do it. I think that the Bulls would be smart to do it. I think that and as limited as he's been, frustratingly, in these playoffs, he was still, like we both had him in the All NBA. I think it was hard because we did all this conditional stuff. I think we both had him on as things turned out. I never went back with eligibility. But that's a good point from Mitt about Duren on the Lakers is that they need a defensive anchor. And with Luka Doncic, I think that's fair. Duren would be he'd be a very fun offensive partner for Luka, but I don't think he's the defensive answer. Ben says, I think some team Indiana made an offer for Ayton, and that was surprising. And the way that I think it would be most likely to happen is as a price enforcement thing. And so let's say the Bulls are, a couple days in and they don't really have anybody for their money. And it's just like, hey, this team is in our division. Let's give them a 25% just to get it done. And you can maybe line up your other business anyway, just have an idea for it. But the idea of giving a guy a max when you're 100% sure that the other team is going to match it isn't as exciting as a lot of other things are. And Ben says Rose rule only applies to the original team. Correct. No other team is eligible. If Jalen Duren makes an All-NBA, no team other than the Pistons can give him more than 25% of the max. The 25% max.
All right, so we're back here. Pistons, this will be their last gasp, it would seem, down 23. Harris trying to cross screen for Duren. Jared Allen was all over it. He's forced way out on the floor. Duren going to back down. Mobley coming over from the weak side. Double team now by Harden. Asar has his arms. That's ridiculous. Asar Thompson with his arms up in the corner. Like, hey, I just made one, guys. I'm a great corner three-point shooter. No cuts. Nothing there. Now Jenkins does hit the floater eventually. Harden with the screen set at half court, forcing the switch of Duren. Allen tried to post up. Harden wasn't looking. Now Cade coming over in the strong side zone. Again, finally they get a steal on that little circle cut by Jared Allen. Harris going to go in, and good foul there by Mitchell. He wants a review. I would not waste it now. They have to fire it into the sun on Harden's fourth foul.
I feel pretty confident he got some hand here. Oh! No,
that's
he didn't.
The whistle, actually.
Yeah. And the Cavs got the rebound. I would use it.
Could this be similar to Ayton in that Duren isn't anywhere near as good as his restricted free agent season made it look? Well, recall Ayton, his restricted free agent season was 2022 when he basically left the arena probably before Game 7 was even over. No, I think Duren to me is way better than DeAndre Ayton ever was. And also just a way higher basketball character. no one is ever going to say that like Jalen Duren like doesn't work hard or anything like that.
Somebody's saying Duren is far younger, but Duren isn't. I don't think Duren is far younger than Ayton was then, because Ayton was a one and done as well. Duren is a younger one and done.
Yeah, he was a little older. Duren might be close to a year younger than him, but I don't know how significant that is. Here's Mobley running the pick and roll with Harden as the screener. Harden gets downhill, finding Allen. No, the Pistons are getting wise to this. They looked at the tape now, and now the Cavs will have to adjust and maybe make the shots. The Pistons looked at the tape, I think, at halftime, are like, hey, they're going to pass on these. You better go guard the big. And a lot of that's happening via the veer back. That's actually an adjustment I probably should have talked about, is give up the help to the big early, and then the guy guarding the driver goes to get the big and get a steal.
Only 8 on the clock.
With Cade switching on to him. Allen, Harden going left. Beautiful pull back on Asar. No foul. Jenkins trying to box out. Goes into Harris's hands. Yeah, one thing too, good adjustment by Atkinson, even though we're saying he should do it for 3 games, of starting Strus. Like it's not like they haven't gotten killed by Cade really. And they've just switched on Cade and it's been fine. Cade goes to that step back. Missed it again. Good box out, Allen. Loose ball foul on Duren.
That is Jalen Duren's 3rd. And we'll, of course, try to see if it's Paul Reed or Isaiah Stewart that comes in. Reminder that Isaiah Stewart they were outscored by 9 points in the 5 minutes he played in the first quarter.
Harden with a good solid screen set by Allen. Kicks out. Mitchell. Beautiful pass there. Mitchell eluding Asar. Now Harden. Mobley passes behind him. He still can attack. Tries to go in, and he's clubbed by Duren. Duren thought he got it clean, but his body was surely moving forward and turning. I would not challenge this one. Even if he gets it clean up top. There. I'm pretty sure he gets him with the body. Let's see. He's going to go A to B.
Oh, and he goes drills him with his right hand.
Yeah.
No
it's
chance
actually, I will say it's cleaner than it looked at the time. Also, Mobley's not a great free throw shooter. So, see, this is ridiculous here. To take Duren out right now, you're fucking down 19. If he's the best option, leave him in.
And have you seen who's
putting in Isaiah Stewart, who's been horrible in this series, doesn't make any sense. At least make it read. So, is the idea that because Duren committed these fouls, he's just not the best option right now?
Well, if he's not the best option, then Isaiah Stewart is not the best option either. Like, they didn't even choose the right replacement if you're going to take him out.
Jenkins looking to yo-yo past Strus. Corner Asar. He'll take the corner 3.
Wow. I wish we could have the Price is Right fail horn at the ready. That was horrendous.
Dun, 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 dun. Now Mitchell taking a 3 out of the corner. Strus has been active on the offensive glass. Good box out by Jenkins. Harris on the push. Has the smaller Mitchell. Works into position. Can't get his shot off. Stewart not even being guarded. Hand back Cade. He'll try Allen. Tried to leave it for Stewart. And I think they're going to say that Cade got fouled in the air on the pass.
I didn't see much there. And that's the second foul on the Cavs in this quarter. 4 already on the Pistons. So the Cavs are shooting for the rest of the quarter.
So that is actually the 4th on Donovan Mitchell. So perhaps they should have challenged that play.
The one earlier, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, they're also still up 21. I think they'll be all right.
So this is Harden and Allen, along with Merrill, Wade, and Strus. And then for the Pistons, they have a couple subs. It's Jenkins, Cunningham, LeVert, Robinson, and Stewart. So that's a pretty small group.
Stewart, hand to Cade. Yeah, I mean, these guards like LeVert and Jenkins and Sess are like the closest thing they have to a two-way player right now. Another miss by Cade. His jumper has been way off. He had that 5 of 7 first half from 3 in Game 6 and hasn't had the touch since. Harden with Stewart trapping the box. Yeah, so this is their adjustment now, especially with Dean Wade on the floor, is they're either going to veer back or they're going to just send a lot more help from the weak side into the lane on penetration. Jenkins blows by, but Allen is there. Stewart almost traveled, then goes through Allen in the air, lays it in, and the Pistons have it back under 20 again.
I was surprised that Isaiah Stewart was able to keep that under wraps. It looked like it was going to be a travel. Yeah, good job. And he makes the free throw.
18-point game. Donovan Mitchell is out. This would be close to his normal rest time anyway. I'm interested to see whether Atkinson comes back to him or not at the normal time. Want to involve Duncan Robinson, who hedges. Strus is just pushing Karis LeVert 30 feet backwards on that screen. Now Strus is wide open for three. Harden trying to run down the offensive rebound. And, of course, a ridiculous flop into the corner.
And that is free throws because the Cavs are in the bonus. That is Harden catnip. You get to take 2 steps and you get free throws. And what is Duncan Robinson doing there? He has a hand on the shoulder right in front of the ref.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure what the point of pushing him in there was. Why you can't just show your hands in that circumstance. Obviously a ridiculous flop still, but
hey, you have a hand on your shoulder from a guy behind you. And that's that.
By the way, I'm not sure if you saw this stat that Dan tweeted out. Today was tied for the largest Game 7 deficit by a home team. Or sorry, second largest Game 7 deficit by a home team. Do you know what the largest one was?
It was Mavs Suns, right?
Oh yeah, 30 points.
Yeah, we almost ended that broadcast before the half.
Isaiah Stewart has committed a foul.
I, for one, am stunned. But will the Cavs actually make free throws? Did Harden miss both of those? I think Harden missed both.
I don't even know anymore. Let me tell you the answer to that. I think he might have made one of them.
Wait. Oh my God, that did
another free throw offensive rebound.
So this is more ridiculous. The Cavs have now missed 3 of 4 free throws, but gotten both misses as offensive rebounds and gotten fouled on both.
Harden made the second free throw, but he fouled him so bad.
Oh, that's right.
It was an and one.
That's right. Apologies.
Yeah. Yeah, it was an away from the play foul.
And now Paul reads it.
Jared Allen is just... I can't believe it didn't work out for Isaiah Stewart. Is Stewart, getting into it with the coaching staff now? Did I see that? Allen, another missed free throw. They push it ahead. LeVert going to step back on Harden, and he makes it to cut it to 17. So they're actually right where they were at halftime, amazingly. The Cade rest time is coming soon. Allen, quick, easy rip through. And Paul Reed just not even paying attention. And the confidence that Jared Allen is playing with right now is insane. Flare screen, Cade. Good help by Allen, stolen by Strus. A horrible pass by Cunningham. Lob underneath. Cunningham fouls, and the Cavs can push it to 20 again.
Well, that would require them to actually make a free throw, which is perilous going. Cleveland.
Yeah, this is really...
Oof, that was nasty.
The fact that this game there's so many fouls and this is taking so long is just, and it's we're just on the borderline. It's Detroit's the home team. Do we really want to turn this off? I mean, I do know what I want to do, but
so we got to ask the question.
Since we're going to be doing every conference finals game until my voice just gives out completely.
So we got asked a question about the most fouls. I don't know if there's a good way for me to get this. I will try. If the most fouls.
Most fouls in a game
for a player in a.
Does Detroit need to make a big trade? Is this Trajan Langdon from February calling me? Because the answer is yes. Yes, you did need to make a big trade to get more above average starters in. Or actual two-way players. I do think that completely crucifying Holland might have been a little early. Because he was, like, maybe he could have done a little bit more offensively than Asar. And you know what, like, the problem was that JB got pissed off that he missed a couple of defensive assignments. And so he was just never going to play again after that because that's supposed to be his reason. But yeah, he's so important to their identity to me on the second unit and getting transition, getting steals, being a hard nose. And I mean, could he be worse than any of these other guys?
Okay, so the fouls in a playoff game record is in a regulation game is 54 by the Syracuse Nationals in 1953. The modern record in a regular pretty shocking. The modern record in a regulation game, a non-overtime game, is 41 by the Atlanta Hawks in 1980.
What about playoffs?
No, this is playoffs only.
Oh, playoffs against the Atlanta Hawks in 1980. Okay. I mean, it's not going to be anywhere close to now because foul rates have like halved since the 80s.
Yeah, so that game was April 9th, 1980. Sixers 99, Hawks 92. Do you want the starting lineups of the game?
Sorry, Hawks who?
Hawks against the Sixers in 1980.
All right, I think I could get the Sixers.
Okay.
Mo Cheeks, Dr. J.
Yep.
Caldwell Jones.
Yep.
Daryl Dawkins.
Yep.
Maybe he came off the bench.
No, he
Dawkins
started.
And Caldwell Jones. Yeah, those guys. They did not have a lot of shooting. Those were actually like great defense. And then Andrew Toney.
No.
That's before Tony's time.
Yes,
and
I believe
probably after. Who would the other?
It is someone who at one time was a head coach in the NBA.
Oh, so is Doug Collins still? That was before he got hurt.
No, it was Lionel Hollins.
Lionel. That's right. Lionel Hollins went from the Blazers to the Sixers. I totally forgot about that. He played against the Sixers in the 77 finals and then actually went to the Sixers.
And so this game has 24 personal. So let's say it gets to 30. Let's say it gets to 36. There aren't that many games, so I can filter this actually. Let's do what do you think, since 1980?
How about we do this century?
Oh, this century? Okay, we can do that.
Yeah.
So this century, regulation, it's 40. Houston against the Clippers in 2015. And hilariously, the number 2 is the Clippers against Houston in the same series. They also had 40.
Oh, well, that's because those are Haka games.
Oh, I think you're right.
DeAndre Jordan and Dwight Howard. This is Robinson off the screen. Good help by Merrill. Robinson stays on the ball and drains it, though. That's a hell of a shot. Down to 17 again. Harden with Mitchell on the bench with 4 fouls. They trap Harden. Here's Allen right down the lane for the soaring jam. Jarrett Allen is destroying the Pistons right now.
Duncan Robinson did a brief dig there and then just walked away and no one came and picked up the ball.
Cade gets Merrill switched onto him. Works to his spot. Goes up. Allen comes over to help. Reed trying to tip. Reed finally on the offensive glass. Looks to fight it up. Beautiful finish there with the left hand. How did he carve out that space? I'm going to go with Bill Russell is the greatest Game 7 center of all time, but maybe Jarrett Allen could be second. Harden gets off the ball to Strus underneath. Wade. Are they going to get a 3 out of this? How does he not just go up and dunk that basketball? Merrill is going to get loose ball fouled here.
Well, no, you know what's going to happen. The Cavs are going to get free throws.
Yeah, Duncan Robinson there, he really probably needs to plug that a little bit longer. I think he felt that Cade Cunningham was supposed to be there and Cade just was late.
The Cavs
But
are
Jared
11.
Allen just, yeah.
The Cavs are
Sorry.
11 of 13 inside 5 feet, but notably they're 9 of 9 in the half court inside 5 feet, with a couple of fouls drawn.
So Mitchell has returned and pretty much his normal rotation. Merrill, a good free throw shooter. Rare trip to the line for him, but he got a loose ball foul. Back to 19, about where it's hovered for quite some time here. Really, the last almost quarter or so of game time. LeVert off the screen. Reed. They help off a Sasser. Reed doesn't find it. Reed with a looping. What? Ephus left-handed floater? Cade cutting off Mitchell. Mitchell still on the ball. He's got Robinson now. They're going to back off. Cade is helping way up off of Wade. Mitchell goes away from him into the lane, floats it up off the glass, and that's a beautiful finish by Donovan Mitchell. Now Cunningham double teamed. Reed going to try Mobley again. Looks to interact with Sasser. Nothing open instead of Robinson. What a fading three that is by Duncan Robinson. Unbelievable shot. Going left, too. That's not his preferred side. Robinson almost tripped Mitchell. No call. Pick up by Sasser. Sasser moved his feet beautifully to cut him off. They'll rescreen. Robinson on the hedge. Back to Merrill. Merrill eludes Robinson. Three-pointer. Man, that guy's been ridiculous. Both these guys are shooting the shit out of the ball right now. LeVert, oh, he had Reed wide open for a dunk, rolling to the basket. Didn't see him. Ooh, that could have been a fifth on Mitchell. That was aggressive by Mitchell. That was a clean strip, though. Mitchell going to attack Cade and Robinson. And again, just slowing down, using his body beautifully. Cavs back up 21. What are Cunningham's stats right now? He has not scored in a while. There's Robinson on the back cut. Stopped by Merrill underneath. Cavs could get transition in theory. Mitchell waves everyone away. He wants to take Paul Reed. Wade getting into the strong side. Reed's going to dig in defensively. Mitchell on the attack. Gets past him. Scores. Beautiful attack by Mitchell. No help at the rim. And
we might be done here.
Turn this off. Yeah, I think we're done here. Thank you, Matthew. I appreciate that. Sasser 3. Don't make it. Reed doesn't get the tip. Okay. All right, we'll be doing, or at least I will be. I want to speak for Danny, as that is a pathetic transition defense outing by the Detroit Pistons. Spurs Thunder tomorrow. Can't wait to talk about it.
See y'all then.